These are the worst things to happen to Quagmire on Family Guy. Starting with the time Quagmire lost his toupee, revealing his biggest secret and making him even more insufferable. So the guys are enjoying a baseball game filled with confusing hatred for the other team.
You are all villains to me because I happen to live in this region of the country.
And nothing makes a sports game like witnessing a streaker.
You are all looking at my You didn't plan on it, but it's happening.
It's this hatred and nudity that truly makes baseball the most American of games. But when a home run ball comes their way, it's their turn to get a little violent.
Mine! I got it! It's my ball!
Damn it, Brian, that came to me! That's my ball!
Quagmire, you got a little something hanging off the side.
Holy crap!
So Quagmire was bald all along? I mean, that's nothing to be ashamed of. Plenty of sexy people are bald. And when I think of some names, I'll let you know. So Quagmire becomes the town's laughingstock, all because he couldn't man up and shave it off.
Come on, Quagmire, it's not so bad. You could yourself.
A tempting option, for sure, but just in case, does anyone else have a plan B?
Have you ever considered just embracing your baldness?
Everyone already knows he's bald now, so what's the point in hiding it, right? Embrace the baldness. Be consumed by the baldness.
Dad, there's a weird bald guy out in front of our house.
Oh, that's just Quagmire.
So I guess by embracing the bald, Quagmire starts acting more his age.
I'm just letting all these hot rodders know that this is a neighborhood, not a speedway track. Too fast, too fast!
So you don't even need kids to start acting like a lame, overbearing dad. Great news if you want to skip parenthood and just go straight to being cranky all the time. Looks like it's time for an intervention.
Listen, Quagmire, we hate you now.
Yeah, embracing your true self is great and all, unless it's annoying. Then you need to conform. Be like everyone else, you snowflake.
I'm not putting that toupee on again, Peter, so I'm not sure what you want me to do.
You could get a hair transplant.
Great idea. A toupee is admitting defeat, but a hair transplant is taking God's work into our own hands.
You're right. This isn't me. Baldness is for women's crotches, not men's heads.
And that's a hell of a t-shirt slogan if I've ever heard one. So Quagmire goes through with the hair transplant and I guess throws in an outfit transplant for good measure.
Hey, hey, hey!
Hey, he's back!
You look great, Quagmire.
There's an important lesson to learn here. If you can't be yourself, medically alter yourself. You think I'm joking, but I'm recording this with giant, surgically enhanced muscles and I wouldn't have it any other way. But Quagmire got an unwanted bodily change when he became a woman as punishment for being a jerk. So it's Valentine's Day and Quagmire's spending it the same way he spends pretty much every day of the year.
I thought we could get some breakfast.
Clearly you're not familiar with how this works.
It's a simple transaction. One night together and then never see each other again and the world keeps on spinning.
You're a jerk, Glenn Quagmire. One of these days, you're gonna get what you deserve.
But because we're short on time, we're gonna bump that day up to today.
Dumb broad left her electric tampon warmer.
Forget the sexism, you deserve to be shocked for not knowing what a hair straightener is. So after passing out, Quagmire awakes to find a different face staring back at him.
That's weird. Why do I look like a chick in that mirror?
Yeah, it's usually the bathroom mirror that makes you look like a woman. Come on, Glenn, use your head.
Hold it together, Quagmire. Probably just had one too many drinks last night.
Well, I'm not sure what kind of alcohol makes you see yourself as a woman, but Joe might be drinking the same stuff.
Hey, Toots, you know why I pulled you over? You were going too sexy in a 35 zone.
Kind of feeling like I should start calling my guy friends Toots just to see how they react.
Joe, what the hell's wrong with you? It's me, Quagmire.
Glenda Meyer.
Great name, is that Italian? Either way, Joe is really trying to put the moves on his bro.
As I say to all the ladies, giggity giggity.
You don't say that. I say that. You're a bad person.
So Quagmire decides to get checked out because if there's one kind of person that takes women seriously, it's a doctor.
I recognize that hysterical tone of voice. Sounds like someone's having their monthly.
But all it takes is another look in the mirror to finally realize what's going on.
Oh no! This is the universe giving me what I deserve for being such a pig all the time.
Not gonna say he doesn't deserve it, but no, wait, yeah, I am.
From now on, I'm gonna do things differently.
Finally, it seems like he'll learn some kind of, oh, never mind, he's just gonna be a lesbian.
Men are jerks. Let's swear off of them and find comfort in each other.
Well, this was one of the worst things to happen to him for a few minutes, but Quagmire couldn't easily work his way out of an unwanted marriage with a lady of the night, although he did nearly sleep with Peter to get out of it. So one weekend, Peter, Quagmire, and Joe decide to head up to Boston to hit up an exotic club.
Hey, what do you say we get some shots?
Yeah, let's get wasted!
Bless them for still being able to do shots at their age. I'm nowhere near as old and just smelling a shot immediately gives me a hangover. So after a long night of sightseeing and creating millions of dollars in property damage, the guys somehow make it back home.
Oh man, what happened last night?
I can tell you what happened.
That leather handbag come to life is Charmise, and boy does she have some news for Quagmire.
As of last night, we're man and wife.
Hats off to you, Quagmire. You finally found a woman your own age.
I was obviously very, very drunk. This whole thing is a huge mistake. Now we gotta fix this right away.
And throw away all the years you've put into this relationship? Does the sanctity of marriage mean nothing to you, Glenn?
This is true love. Hey, what's our last name again?
Quagmire wants to get divorced as soon as possible, but Joe warns him the courts are not in his favor.
If you divorce her, she'll probably get everything you have.
The lesson here is if you ever go on a bender where you might marry a streetwalker, always make sure you have a few prenups in your pocket just in case.
Guess I'm just gonna have to suck it up.
Let her suck it up. She's the expert. Sorry, keep going.
And at least try to make things work with Charmise.
But despite his attempts to domesticate her, Quagmire finds he just can't take the street out of the street cat.
I have $3.74. Do something to me. I love you.
Hey, no spitting at the dinner table, save it for dessert like a normal person. Though Charmise wants to have husband and wife relations, Quagmire would rather not look in her general direction.
What are you, gay or something?
Excuse me?
You heard me. You some kind of Mo?
Like Mo from The Simpsons, sad, bitter, and always falling for obvious prank phone calls?
Well, Charmise, I have something to tell you, and this isn't easy. But I'm gay.
Really feels like something you should have discussed before getting married while blacked out, but hey, everyone makes mistakes. So Charmise moves on out, and to celebrate, Quagmire pops out his equivalent of champagne.
Hello, internet.
But Charmise comes back and catches him in the act, and last she checked, gay men don't watch straight people's X-rated videos. And you gotta trust her, she's an expert at this kind of thing.
Prove it. Let me watch you have sex with a man.
What a normal request that all wives make. So Quagmire approaches his best friend to ask for that teensy little favor.
I need you to have sex with me while she watches.
That's okay, take your time to process this.
I have some demands.
I would imagine so. Wonder why you didn't ask Joe. They've already done it, and Quagmire apparently couldn't tell the difference. So, time for the moment of truth. This'll either cause massive psychological damage or awaken something beautiful inside them both. Either way, I've got the popcorn.
Oh yeah, that was so hot.
If that's how they're acting for the easy stuff, I'm not sure I can watch them go all the way.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Just do it.
Wait! Stop.
Yeah, it's obvious Quagmire is painfully straight. And if he's willing to go this far for a divorce, then I don't think there's any way this marriage can work. I know, I'm shocked too.
I'll give you your divorce. You're off the hook.
So Glenn got out of this one without having to do anything too crazy, but I don't know how you can even go that far with your best friend and not have some questionable feelings about everything. But Quagmire shouldn't have questioned his feelings about Brian after the dog scammed him out of his money on a rental property. So things start with Quagmire actually being kinda nice to a disfigured and toothless Brian.
Your face looks like a used condom.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, that wasn't the nice part, but trust me, we're getting there.
Just take this.
What is this?
That's my dentist. He'll bill me. I've got an account.
As someone who's had dental work done, that stuff is not cheap. Quagmire's doing a huge solid for a guy he really hates.
I won't forget this, Glenn Quagmire.
Oh, I think he'd prefer if you did and never spoke about this to anyone. So Brian gets a new set of chompers, which gives him a real spring in his step. He looks so charming and approachable that he actually gets confused for a real estate agent.
Hey, so sorry I'm late. Let me show you the house.
No need to. Your partner already sold us on it.
With pearly whites like that, Brian could sell a ketchup popsicle to a woman in white gloves. The agent realizes this and actually offers him a job.
Look at that smile. You're a born salesman.
Imagine getting a job just based on your looks. Oh, I guess that's just modeling. So Brian becomes a star salesman and his boss is ready to take him to the next level.
Anyone can sell a nice house, but a real star is someone who can sell a dump.
Luckily, there's a rundown property just begging to be sold. But who can Brian find with enough money to sink into that garbage?
I am flush. For the first time in my life, I got money to burn.
Not sure I'm picking up what you're putting down. Oh, he's going full scumbag mode, isn't he? So Brian decides to schmooze Quagmire at the gym, even paying back the money he owes.
I just wish I could do something more for you. I could make you rich. No, that's just money.
This is like scumbag salesman talk 101, but Quagmire doesn't seem to fully get it yet.
Underpriced waterfront property that's guaranteed to appreciate in value.
Sounds good, but can you show it to me through an enticing, obviously fake video?
The ceiling is a pool. The ceiling is a pool. Quagmire, you gotta get this.
But when the guys go to check the place out, it's less of a luxury apartment and more of a multi-floor garbage can.
What the hell? This is a dump!
Joe informs Quagmire he can back out of the deal within 72 hours of finalizing, but that only works if Brian wants to be found.
They're gone.
So Brian decides to hide out at a place where no one would look for someone on the run. A motel. Have you watched literally any movie ever, Brian?
Welcome home.
Hey there, buddy. There you are.
Quagmire tears into him for being a gutless worm with horse teeth, and Brian actually shows some appreciation for Quagmire's hatred.
You know, I used to hate you for it, but now I think you're the only person who was trying to be my friend.
Not sure how you came to that conclusion, but sure, whatever you want to think, Brian. Now that you've realized the error of your ways, how about canceling that deal, buddy?
And that is 72 hours. Enjoy your crap hole, dumbass.
Welp, hope you enjoyed the teeth. Sure, Quagmire's down a couple grand after all that, but I bet nothing felt better than knocking Brian's teeth out. But Tinder ended up having Quagmire feeling the opposite, as it turned him into a goblin when he got addicted. So the guys are surprised to see that Mort has scored himself several hot dates through Tinder. It's definitely a step up from a wife who looked like she was related to him.
What's Tinder?
It's an app for your phone where two strangers can hook up for a dirty liaison.
And as with many modern advancements, like online adult videos or even computers for that matter, Quagmire is way behind on the times.
Wow, I gotta try this. I mean, easy sex on the internet?
So the guys try to give him some tips for setting up his profile.
You want a naked bathroom selfie covering your stuff with a fistful of $100 bills.
It's a classic pose. I do it on my resume and business cards too. That way they know I'm for business and pleasure. I have not gotten many interviews this way.
Hey, you see this? You see what I'm doing? Not even looking. I'm swiping yes. Yes, yes, yes.
Wow, for a married man, you sure do know a lot about Tinder, Peter. So Quagmire goes on his first Tinder date, though he's surprised to find it's not much of a date.
A lovely bouquet for a lovely...
Yeah, take off your pants and sit on the coffee table.
Okay.
And the best part? They don't even have to do all the lame stuff like get to know each other or learn their last names. It's like Quagmire designed the app himself.
My God, this app is amazing!
So Quagmire goes on a Tinder spree, making his way through every woman in Quahog. But judging by his sanded-off finger and his choice to sleep with a monster from where the wild things are, I think it's safe to say he's taking it a bit far.
Hey, where's Quagmire? Our tea time's in 20 minutes.
I don't know. I haven't seen much of him since he discovered Tinder.
Yeah, judging by how his door just swings open when you knock, I'd say he hasn't seen the sun in quite a while.
Quagmire, come on, it's time for golf.
I swipe no on golf.
Looks like he's gone full Gollum mode and Tinder is his precious.
Oh my God, he's lost it. That app's turned Quagmire into some kind of school.
Great name for a punk band, by the way.
Let's go for a walk, huh? Get some fresh air? Oh, for God's sake.
You're gonna have a baby in your butt, man.
So the guys take his phone, but that doesn't stop Quagmire's need to swipe.
Swipe, swipe, swipe. Come on, I'm not getting any matches.
Don't worry, Glenn. One day we'll get microwaves with Tinder on them. It's only a matter of time. But maybe the only way to get through to him is through a song about how Tinder makes you lame.
'Cause Tinder makes you so gross.
As someone who's never used Tinder, I can't speak to the truth of this song, but boy is it catchy. This whole episode really felt like both an ad and a hit piece for Tinder. But Quagmire doesn't budge and instead goes to drink his sorrows away.
Sir, is everything all right?
I'm fine. Hey, you on Tinder?
Luckily, the little Quagmire on his shoulder tries to convince him he doesn't need Tinder.
This is a real girl right in front of you. Just pick her up and take her home. You don't need your phone.
And after getting a second opinion from all the voices in his head, he remembers who he is, a scummy weirdo who'll say anything to sleep with a woman.
I buried my twin brother today. We were very close.
Oh yeah, he's back.
I just feel like my shouldn't be alone tonight.
And with that, Quagmire goes back to ruining other girls' lives instead of his own, just like we know him and love him for. But a terrible plane crash actually ruined Quagmire's life when he was left stranded on an island, which led to him losing his fiancée. So Peter arrives at the bar after consoling Chris over breaking up with his first love, if you can call anything Peter does consoling.
Poor Chris. He was sobbing his eyes out when I abruptly left.
The fellas all agree that losing that first love is always the hardest.
I still remember my first real love. Seems like yesterday.
So Quagmire takes us back to when he was a FedEx employee and a bit more portly.
There was only one thing I loved more than corporate branded content, and that was my fiancée, Helen Hunt.
Helen Hunt? Cheryl Tiegs? Man, Quagmire's the king of pulling actresses we don't remember anymore. It looks like they were set to be married. I wonder what happened.
I've got just one last flight across the plane crash sea, and then I'm all yours.
The plane crash sea? Isn't that where all those boats sink? But while flying a FedEx plane, a freak storm hits the plane and causes it to crash. Oh, that's why they call it that.
I was all alone on an uncharted island.
Good thing he was flying a plane with a bunch of packages, though. There's gotta be something good in there.
Oh, thank God I'm saved! Peanut brittle! Ah!
Some of you may be too young to remember, but there used to be like a 40% chance when opening a can that snakes would pop out. Those were dark times. So 4 years pass and Quagmire's grown skinny, bearded, and partially insane.
Oh, Helen.
Not willing to leave his beloved behind, Quagmire starts to build a raft out of FedEx junk.
I wonder...
I'm telling ya, it was a very real thing back then. Anyway, he manages to build a raft and sets out for sea.
But then, disaster struck.
Looks like he crossed out of the plane crash sea and waded into the raft sink sea. Can't be too surprised with a name like that.
I don't remember much after that. Apparently, I was picked up by some cargo ship.
But then the ship got attacked by Somali pirates. Looks like Quagmire's getting his Tom Hanks movies mixed up. Oh yeah, this whole story is just the movie Castaway. There's probably next to zero chance that this is canon.
After years and years away, it was finally time to see my Helen.
But Helen moved on and got married to someone else, leaving a sad Quagmire to walk off into the cold rain. It's a truly heartbreaking tale of love and survival that was definitely real and totally not Family Guy just doing another movie parody episode. But what was definitely real was Quagmire getting shot by Peter, causing a rift in their friendship. So the last guys in town that should ever be handed a rifle go on a little hunting trip. But do they have what it takes to survive the harshness of nature?
Should have taken the shot, f***ass.
But there are much greater dangers than a herd of bat-wielding deer out there.
I just want to make sure your safety's on.
There, see Quagmire? Safety's on.
Oh, I stand corrected.
Now this is a gun without a safety. Quite the difference, huh?
Well, I guess my corrected stands corrected.
Oh my god, Peter, that might be the dumbest thing you've ever done!
I'd say it maybe breaks the top 10 if we're being real. So Quagmire gets all casted up and proves he's totally not bitter about the whole thing.
Look, I already said I was sorry like 100 times.
Personally, I would have maybe paid for his hospital visit, but I guess a couple of hollow sorries is enough to dig that bullet out of his arm.
It's time somebody said this to him. Peter Griffin, you are an idiot.
Also just in, fork found in kitchen. More breaking news at 11.
I'm done with you. I'm done with all your crap. I never want to speak to you again. This friendship is over.
Well, congrats on taking decades to realize what we all did since season 1. But maybe they can handle their little breakup like adults.
Hey, Jerome, can you clear out my booth? Looks like somebody left their trash here.
Witty, passive-aggressive, but a reused joke from like decades ago. I'm giving that insult like a 6 out of 10.
Jerome, can you tell that piece of shit asshole to fucking get the hell out of here before I fucking kick him in the face?
Direct, brutal, not the most creative, but has the censors working overtime, 7 out of 10. Quagmire wins this encounter, but the real test involves who Joe will pick.
Joe!
If I were Joe, I'd wish that I was the one who got shot, just maybe in a more vital body part than the arm. So Joe invites them over to make a final decision on whose friend he'll be.
I have to choose one of you, so I choose Quagmire.
What?
Second!
Yeah, if I had to pick between two friends, I probably wouldn't go with the one who's more likely to shoot you. I guess Peter will just need to better himself in hopes that they accept him back. So Peter shows up at Quagmire's with a gun. I know what you're thinking, but Peter's actually trying to make things right.
I need you to shoot me in the arm so we can be friends again.
Okay.
Yep, sounds good to Quagmire, but I think Peter was banking on the gesture to be enough.
Your offer means nothing, Peter. The only thing that means anything to me is a bullet in your arm. Now give me that! Stop!
You know, when guys are wrestling over a gun, it usually means someone's gonna get shot on accident.
Ah, son of a bitch!
It's over. We're all friends again.
Well, I think technically Quagmire had to be the one to shoot him, so now Peter has to shoot Joe, and Quagmire needs to shoot...
All right, we're good.
See, that's male friendships in a nutshell. We can put any and all arguments behind us just after we shoot each other. We are definitely the more emotionally mature gender. And what better example of boys being boys than when Quagmire got brutally pranked into sleeping with Joe on Halloween. So there's a little Halloween tradition that goes on at Spooner Street every year.
Me, Joe, and Quagmire do this thing where one of us is it, and then the other two of us nail the crap out of him with awesome pranks.
Yeah, no wonder Cleveland moved away. Because as we'll see with Quagmire, these pranks get brutal. Okay, getting egged isn't exactly brutal unless you're really wanting an omelet and have to watch all those eggs get wasted, but don't worry, it gets worse.
Wow, that was terrific, Jessica.
It was good for me, too.
Everybody knows the best pranks border on being a crime, and this one is straight up a crime.
I didn't feel anything, but you did!
Happy Halloween!
Well, I don't know if there's much that could top that.
Gotcha!
Ha! Hepatitis C!
Joke's on you, I already got it.
He actually told us that all the way back in Season 4, Episode 4, Don't Make Me Over, but it is hard to keep track with him. Quagmire's pretty much a walking dirty needle. There's not a disease his body isn't carrying.
All right, what this is has no name, so you can't have it.
I stand corrected. He's not dead, is he?
We got him.
Halloween is fun.
Luckily, the torture stops on Halloween night, and Peter thanks Quagmire for being a good sport. It's just like Quagmire's grandfather always said. If you're curious, that apparently roughly translates to, as long as there are many pearls between the toes, a man will not be poor. How does that pertain to the situation? Who cares? It's Japanese, so it's cool.
You're part Japanese?
Sure am. My grandfather was a pilot for the Imperial Air Force during World War II.
So you based becoming a pilot around your grandfather who would kamikaze his plane into enemies? I assume you left that part off your resume.
How come I never met him?
Because he died, Peter.
Oh my God, when? And how?
Unfortunately, Joe is on duty and can't partake in Halloween activities, but Peter has a solution.
How about we ride around with you and steal beer from teenagers?
Sounds like a great use of taxpayer money. The group ends the night at the Air Force graveyard. Not quite as spooky as a regular graveyard, but I guess it's still in the spirit of the season.
That one over there is my favorite. It's an old Japanese Zero.
Wow, no calories and all that Japanese taste?
And wouldn't you know it, the thing still works.
You guys want to go for a ride?
I'm more wondering why a plane designed to crash into things has 3 seats. Imagine you got the order to be a kamikaze passenger. What a lame way to go out. So their late night flight lets them see all the sights, including the Quahog harbor that's filled with naval vessels.
Yeah, look at them all.
Looks like his ancestors are speaking to him to fulfill his ancient duty.
You know what they call this in my country? What? Payback!
Oh, so he was just faking it? Even the Japanese heritage? So what, did you Duolingo Japanese in a night to pull off this prank? Honestly, gotta respect committing to the bit.
That was for making me have sex with Joe, you sons of bitches!
You guys actually had sex?
Look, he took one for the team to be funny. That's a true prankster. So yeah, even after a terrible night, I'm glad Quagmire was able to get some well-needed revenge. But there's no revenge to be had when you have the hiccups, which once got so bad that Quagmire thought about ending it all. So one night, Quagmire develops a persistent hiccup.
I think I said giggity too fast when the guy was explaining how the goggles sit on your face.
Hiccups are annoying, but at least they go away after a while. Well, except for that one guy whose hiccups lasted 68 years. I think just after an hour I'd be willing to pull the plug on myself. But Quagmires do get bad, so Cleveland brings him to church to exorcise those little demons from him.
Satan, release your grasp from this man. In the name of Christ, I exorcise thee, infernal invader.
But that doesn't work either. I guess God and Satan are tag teaming this hiccup spell. How'd you manage to anger both of them, Quagmire? With nothing working out, Quagmire's kept awake for days. I'd probably wish Guantanamo Bay on my worst enemy before I wish this torture upon them. Out of options, Quagmire turns to Peter for help.
I don't want to live like this. I need you to kill me.
Well, that's a pretty steep decision. I haven't even seen you try to hold your breath or gulp water yet.
Well, if it's really come to that, that's what you really want. I'll do it.
What a good friend you are, Peter, always ready to kill someone when the moment strikes. During his final day, he tries to say goodbye to his cat, but those hiccups are really annoying it. That's just cats for you though. One minute they're cuddly, the next they're clawing through your skin. This message was brought to you by Dog Owner Supremacy.
God, those claws went right through my pants! Oh my god. Oh my god, they're gone!
Well, that was easy enough. Unfortunately, Peter still has a murder he's got to deliver on.
My hiccups are gone!
Oh no, that's exactly what you said not to listen to.
But luckily, Peter crashes into Meg, who's on her own wacky adventure, and Quagmire hops away to safety. The being killed by Peter part definitely would have sucked, but I can't imagine the torture of being kept awake by hiccups for days. Our bodies will just casually commit war crimes against us, won't they? But Peter probably committed the most harm to Quagmire when he pimped him out after Quagmire became a male escort. So Quagmire decides to crash a bachelorette party, but the girls get a different idea when they see him in uniform.
Finally, the skipper's here!
What? No, I'm not a skipper, I'm a pilot.
All that money being thrown around begs to differ, Glenn. Now shake that stuff.
Yeah! All right, who wants me to stow my bag under their seat?
This seems like Quagmire's true calling in life, and I'm shocked it took him this long to notice. But he doesn't seem ready to tell his friends yet.
Yeah, well, it's, Cleveland stealing shot glasses.
What are you talking about? Those are just Cleveland's iconic lumps. But the guys decide to tail him anyway and get a first-hand look at his new profession.
Ladies, this is your pilot speaking. I am in the full, upright, and locked position.
And here we find the Quagmire in his natural habitat, performing an alluring dance surrounded by potential mates. Can you imagine if Quagmire tapped into the OnlyFans market? Guy'd be an overnight millionaire.
God, I'm so embarrassed.
Why? Stripping is a very respectable profession.
And how can you say no to that money? But there's even more money to be made if you look in the right direction.
My friend is about to get married, and we were wondering if you'd have sex with her for $500.
Cha, and I cannot stress this enough, ching. But the law might feel a tad differently.
I hope you're not actually doing that Gigg-olo thing, you know, is illegal.
Luckily, Peter's no narc and covers for him. After all, why let laws get in the way of you making sweet moolah? Just imagine if Pablo Escobar stopped, we wouldn't have gotten a pretty decent Netflix series. Anyway, Peter picks Quagmire up from one of his jobs to find he wasn't paid.
After it was over, she said she wasn't gonna pay.
Well, that ain't fair. You can't let these women take advantage of you like that.
But Peter's a good friend and is happy to harass a stranger to get the money.
I can do this all day. I love buttons.
Fine, here's your money.
With Peter's muscle and Quagmire's talents, they may have just unlocked a very fruitful partnership. But who knew having your body be your workplace would be so tiring?
But you gotta work. I set up 5 appointments. That's a lot of money.
Sorry, I can't do it.
Not if Pimp Peter has anything to say about it. Pimpter? Let's just keep calling him Peter.
You tripping, boy? You're going out if I tell you you're going out.
Peter's taking advantage of Quagmire does get him an appearance in an HBO documentary. They're only paying him an exposure, but just like any streetwalker, the next stop is Hollywood, baby.
Being a prostitute is no fun. You have to work nights, weekends.
No 401k, no overtime, no health benefits. It's a tough life, but somebody's got to do it, I guess. It's all a part of what makes the free market so great.
Hey, baby, you want to party?
Get in.
But not every job is sunshine and rainbows, as Quagmire quickly finds out.
Big Pete, help! She wants to do German things! German things!
Not gonna Google what that means, but my guess is it either involves bratwurst or building a big wall through Berlin. Either way, neither sounds great.
She's got us both! Help us, pimps and hoes! Help us, HBO camera crew!
Thankfully, that joint traumatizing moment makes Peter realize this is not the kind of life to be living.
I'm sorry about all this. I guess I just got caught up in the money and assumed you were okay with it because of the
It's definitely a slippery slope, one that Quagmire tumbled down all too easily. It's like being in that downhill cheese race, but instead of money, you're hurting yourself for a wheel of cheese that's covered in grass and dirt. Humans truly are magnificent creatures. And they're also scary as hell, like Sonia, who kidnapped Quagmire and turned him into her slave. So things kick off with Quagmire buying a new computer. Sometimes I forget Quagmire's like 60 years old and is prone to some true boomer moments.
I can't find my photos.
Did you look under photos?
What is that?
It's a folder called Photos.
I have no doubt Quagmire would fall for those old Nigerian prince scams from back in the day. Ugh, back in the day? I felt my bones ache just from saying that.
Oh my god, it crashed! The whole thing just crashed!
Jeez, Quagmire, calm down. We'll figure it out.
So Quagmire goes to get it fixed, but makes the rookie mistake of not clearing his search history first.
Okay, I see what your problem is.
Girl, you have no idea. My internet history is usually just filled with dumb stuff like how to microwave a hot dog and how many ounces is the ocean. My mind is truly an enigma, but it turns out this computer tech is actually into what Quagmire is into.
Wow, so you're into that kind of stuff too?
Uh-huh.
It warms my heart to see gross degenerates find each other. So the two go on a date and it ends with the tables turned on Quagmire.
Oh my god! You feed me!
Are you mad?
No! I'm in love.
Hey, these sickos finding each other at least keeps them off the street. Sounds like a win to me.
I'm telling you guys, Sonia is the perfect woman. She's every bit as kinky and as insatiable as I am.
Seems like a match made in hell. So the pair go on a crazy spree of doing it in weird places in even weirder ways.
Let's do it until we've created every character in the Chinese alphabet.
But Sonia is a freak with a capital F and also the other letters, I guess.
I want you to have sex with your father.
What?
Obviously, he'd never go that far, right?
Did you enjoy your stay at the Marriott?
No, I did not.
So that's cool. I'm just gonna go take a very long shower and try to forget that. But if you can believe it, things continue to go uncomfortably far.
Yeah, it seems like lately that girlfriend of yours is taking things a little too far.
What? No, it's totally hot to have your skull fractured every week. Really though, Sonia does take things to the extreme and Quagmire doesn't seem down.
This is one of your fantasies, right? Public humiliation?
Oh.
It's sexy, isn't it?
My worst nightmare, actually. Thanks for that.
Oh, I'm gonna clean out your trunk. Giggity.
That's my word! That's my word!
So Glenn seems to disappear for a while, which begins to worry Ida.
I've already checked Glenn's house and there's no sign he's even been there. I'm afraid something terrible has happened.
So Peter, Ida, and Joe check all of Quagmire's usual spots, but can't find him anywhere. But never fear, a random man off the street is here to give him a clue.
But I've heard she has a unit at Quahog storage. Apparently that chick's a complete psycho.
A storage unit, of course! It's the perfect place to stuff things. In more ways than one. But there's no time for a giggity, they gotta get over there. Luckily, the group finds the locker and finds Quagmire in a compromising position.
Hurry, she'll be back soon.
Very soon, actually. Like, immediately.
Well, what's this? We got company?
Sonia grabs Joe's gun and holds them hostage, but Joe calls her on her bluff.
Oh, I don't think you're gonna shoot me. You don't got the
What?
I don't know.
As it turns out, the gun wasn't even loaded. What a prank!
Are you all right? No, I'm pretty far from all right.
You'd think it'd be cool to see Quagmire get a taste of his own medicine, but really, it was just uncomfortable to watch. If I were him, my taste would become a lot more vanilla after this. I wouldn't want to hear the words leather or blindfold ever again, but Quagmire almost had to give up on that life altogether when a shark bit off his most prized body part. So the guys are enjoying a nice afternoon of speedboating when, well, have you ever seen Jaws?
Oh God!
Luckily, they managed to pull him out, but I'm sorry to say that his general has retreated permanently.
Oh my God, Quagmire lost his piss!
And somewhere, that shark is spreading every STD known to man through the ocean. Wait, I'm in the ocean. Oh God!
Luckily, you'll be okay. But you're going to have to learn to live without a piss.
But Quagmire losing his thing is like a bee losing its stinger. Pretty sure Quagmire would die in minutes if he could.
I can't believe it. This is horrible. What am I gonna do?
Well, the obvious route would be joining the local freak show. The Man with No Genitalia Act could probably pull you in $5, $10, or even $20 a day. But over time, Quagmire embraces his new life and actually picks up his earlier passions.
I've rediscovered an old hobby I used to love as a kid. Ventriloquism.
Didn't think he could pick anything worse than being a deviant, and yet he's found a way. I'm genuinely impressed. So all of Glenn's friends come to see his first show.
God, this is gonna be torture. Break a leg!
Torture is a nice way of putting it, as things go off the rails when Quagmire and his dummy talk about Quagmire's missing appendage.
What do you suggest? Here's a suggestion. Blow your brains out in front of all these people.
Dang, puppets haven't been this edgy since Jeff Dunham. One day when I have Family Guy's budget, I'll start making cutaways. But until then, I don't know, just imagine a puppet that swears.
Quagmire, have you lost your mind?
No, he's lost his general. God, Cleveland, pay attention.
My life is over. I tried to adjust, but it's impossible.
To help, Quagmire gets a visit from someone else who has also lost their manhood.
Hey, Dad.
I'm so sorry, Glenn.
Then again, Ida losing theirs was a choice. But I guess whenever you choose to go out in the world, you run the risk of losing your crotch at any given moment. Anywho, Ida comes bearing a gift.
Is that your...
Yes, Glenn. It's my penis.
What a week to go from losing your thing to holding your dad's thing in your hands a few days later. Didn't have that on my bingo card. And so Quagmire's friends and family tune in for the surgery of the century.
But it's nice that they served hot dogs for the surgery.
There it is, give me that.
Honest mistake, after all, hot dogs are called wieners. And after hours of surgery, the operation's a success.
Will it work, Dr. Hartman?
Oh yes. I'm not sure about urination or sex, but otherwise yes.
So it's mostly just good for hanging there. But hey, at least you can give Glenn his confidence back. Just maybe don't tell girls it's your dad's. But if you'd like to help us grow the Sweaty Clam, be sure to tell your friends to like and subscribe. It seriously helps out a ton, making it easier for us to deliver you great Family Guy content like the videos on screen that you can click on right now.